Chris Ratcliffe asks, how does a driver approach a section like the swimming pool at Monaco, where you have to be right up to the barrier on one side of the car while looking through the apex on the other, also dealing with those rapid focus changes? Now, I love this because this is a real driving question, and we've used a couple of still frames just to try and illustrate what we're talking about here, but Chris is completely right. There are lots and lots of times where, as a driver, you're not looking at the place where you're positioning the car. You're looking at the next apex or the next braking point or the next turning point. And around Monaco, and I haven't been racing at Monaco. I've never driven the streets of Monaco, but I have driven on lots of circuits where you're not paying specific attention to where the car is positioned because you're actually looking at the next corner. So what drivers are doing, even if they don't necessarily realize it, is they're looking for the braking point, first of all. So you're looking in the distance at the braking point. But once you know you're going to reach that, you then look for the turning point. So your vision switches from the braking point up to the turning point, but before you've reached the braking point. So your eyes are one step ahead of where the car is at all times. So you flick from the braking point to the turning point. You're then doing your braking subconsciously, effectively, and you're heading towards the turning point. But once you know you're aiming for the turning point, you then flick your focus to the apex of the corner that you're heading into. And your peripheral vision then deals with the positioning towards the turning point. So, for example, on Leclerc's qualifying lap here, on his pole lap, he is not looking specifically at the barrier to position his right side tyres on the approach into the swimming pool section. He's already looking, and you can see from the helmet cam, he's already looking into the next corner, even though he isn't necessarily at the turning point yet. But this is just a natural thing that drivers do. This is just how you drive fast. You can't be focusing in all the places you need to see at the same time. So you get used to using your prime focus to aim the vehicle. And then when you know that aim is going well, and when you're going to reach that point, your focus has already switched to the next place and your peripheral vision takes over. And obviously experience in these cars will give him a good judgment of how wide they are and how much room they've got. It doesn't always go well. You know, some people do clip the barriers, but in general, you saw some really, really fine driving of all the drivers this weekend, pretty much judging how wide the cars were, getting really, really close to the barriers. And that's because they're using this method of switching to their peripheral vision subconsciously, whilst their main focus is on the next point that they're aiming for.